before 9 o'clock, and the second place GTS car, the Porsche number 59 of Brumos Racing, has come in. The car went on fire, but the biggest problem they have is they have broken the fan belt on the engine. Now, the problem is they have to get all the old pieces, the debris, out of the engine before they can replace the fan belt. Walter Röhrl was in the car. He has stayed in it.
This was the first chink in the Brumos armor. It would put them 7 laps down, and Derek caught up with Hurley Haywood.
Hurley, bit of a disaster. Broken fan belt, was it?
Well, it's time consuming. It's not a disaster. We're putting the belt back on, and it's just a matter of, you know, how quickly Walter caught it. When it comes off, that's the main cooling for the engine. If you run too long with no belt, you'll ruin the engine. But if there's anybody in the world that can pick that up immediately for.
Well, take a look at this. This was the last pit stop before some big troubles would happen for the 59 Brumos Porsche. Stuck in and Danny Sullivan out. This is about 6:50 in the morning, just as the sun is getting ready to peek through. Everything at this point signaled that it was real hunky-dory and everything was fine. But, as we said, it was going to be just a matter of time. Derek caught up with a very happy Danny Sullivan.
Danny, good stint?
Yeah, very good. Everything worked perfect. They gave it to me in good shape. Everything went out without a hitch. It's great.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I think I might get some sleep now, though. But feel good. No, everything's been without a hitch, except for that one problem with the belt. We'd be in great shape, but the car is running good, no problems.
That belt would come back to haunt them as dawn arose over Daytona Beach, Florida, at the Daytona International Speedway at the Rolex 24. 16 hours into the Rolex 24 at Daytona, and there is the leaderboard, and the team of Paul Gentilozzi, Scott Pruitt, and Butch Leitzinger had survived the night as the overall race leader. And remember the number 59 Brumos Porsche. They were 7 laps down at one point after having a fan belt break. Guess what? It happened again. Here's Derek Daly.
Almost a panic situation. You're trying to get the new fan belt on. Danny Sullivan had just stepped from this car, reported it was perfect. Hans Stuck took it out, and now he sits patiently in the pit lane trying to get this 911 back on the racetrack.
Now remember that they talked about this after the first time the belt broke, that they luckily were able to get the car into the pits without doing any turbo or engine damage, because it has a tendency to overheat. Meanwhile, while they're working on the car, look who is just streaking away and building an even bigger lead.
Big Camel Light driver for a long time. Last year jumped into a GTO for the first time and won the class. Very different kettle of fish to what he's used to.
And take a look at the Brumos Porsche, the smoke. They are not spraying for mosquitoes, and this was a bad sign for this team, as this car was heading for pit lane sooner than they wanted. In fact, they brought it in on this lap, Stuck behind the wheel. And remember, this is the one endurance race that Stuck has never won, and he thought that this was going to be their opportunity. Take a look at this car. When he pulls it to a stop, you literally will be engulfed in smoke, as Derek Daly caught up with a disappointed Hans Stuck.
How bad is it?
Yeah, I think it's, let's call it a day. Obviously, when I lost the fan belt under full speed with the maximum rev, then the half a second of reaction you need, which is obviously killed the engine, you know, because it has a sort of lots of heat, you know, which can't be transferred, so that maybe killed a thing that leads the valve, you know. So